Tonight we're doing a bedtime story, as we do every Sunday night for my grandchildren. It's called A House is Built at Pooh Corner for Eeyore by A. Milne. We will start reading very shortly. I'm going to leave you with some tunes. Just getting ready with this. We're almost ready to go. See if I can get these little guys on here. It's a bit early. It's 10 to 6, 10 to 7. We're usually on at 7 o'clock. Well, we'll give it a few minutes. Okay. We'll wait. How's everybody?
We're okay. I was almost ready. Just almost 7 now. So let me just go get Lennox.
Yep.
Well, Cindy's just putting on his pajamas.
Okay.
I'll be 1 second.
Just fiddling with this phone. Yeah, somebody's mute over there.
I am. I'm trying to get the kids together.
Uh-huh.
And you want to hear me yelling at them.
Oh, well, don't do that.
Say hi.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Come sit here.
Let's read together. Come on. Daddy, no, we have to go.
Hey, Lennox.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready.
Daddy will have to get beside me. Okay, let's get ready because my daddy's coming.
Can you...
Not yet. Because they're going to be like with me. When they are ready.
Fireplace.
We're not ready. We're not ready.
Okay, when you're ready, let me know.
Okay.
We're ready. We're not ready. No, we're ready. My dad's not here. Yes, but Leia has to get going. Okay. We're good to go. My dad's gonna hurry, so he's coming. Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, all right, give me a second. I just got to do something.
The fireplace looks nice and toasty.
Yeah, it's getting warm in here.
Hi, Cindy.
Okay. So I was throwing this up on... Oh! Dropped my phone. Oh my goodness. Call an ambulance. Hold on. Too much. It's out of balance. Okay. I gotta turn this around. Here we go. There's the book. That should stay like that. Okay. Oh, that's good. Perfect. So, it's another one of those.
Wait, I'm gonna go get my dad. I'll be right back. Daddy, is coming? Keep going. Yes, we do. Okay, get ready. My dad's coming. My dad's coming. My daddy's coming. Daddy. My dad's coming.
Okay. Hey, Leia.
Daddy.
Hi, honey.
Over here. Over here.
Oh, boy. All right, guys. Ready to go. So this is another book on Pooh. It's number 5. It's called A House is Built at Pooh Corner for Eeyore. Look at that house. Look at that. You can make one of those in your backyard, guys. Sleep outside some night. Anyway, here we go. So, a house is built at Pooh Corner for Eeyore. One day, when Pooh Bear had nothing else to do, he thought he would do something, so he went round to Piglet's house to see what Piglet was doing. It was snowing as he stomped over the white forest track, and he expected to find Piglet warming his toes in front of his fire. But to his surprise, he saw that the door was open, and more he looked inside, and more Piglet wasn't there. "He's out," said Pooh sadly. "That's what it is. He's not in. I shall have to go a fast-thinking walk by myself." Bother. Is that a printing error? Bother? Did he mean to say brother? I think it's a printing error. Anyway. So that's where Pooh's house was, where Piglet lived, in the bottom of a tree. Look. In the bottom of a big old tree. But first he thought that he would knock very loudly, just to make quite sure and while he waited for Piglet not to answer, he jumped up and down to keep warm, and a hum came suddenly into his head, which seemed to him a good hum, such as is hummed hopefully to others. We have to do a hum. The more it snows, tiddly-pum. The more it goes, tiddly-pum. The more it goes, tiddly-pum. On snowing and nobody knows, tiddly-pum. How cold my toes, tiddly-pum. How cold my toes, tiddly-pum, are growing. So what I'll do, said Pooh, is I'll do this. I'll just go home first and see what the time it is, and perhaps I'll put a muffler around my neck, and then I'll go and see Eeyore and sing it to him. He hurried back to his own house, and his mind was so busy on the way with the hum that he was getting ready for Eeyore that when he suddenly saw Piglet sitting in his best armchair. He could only stand there rubbing his head and wondering whose house was he in. "Hello, Piglet," he said. "I thought you were out." "No," said Piglet. "It's you who were out, Pooh." "So it was," said Pooh. "I knew one of us." He looked up at the clock, which he stopped at 5 minutes to 11 some weeks ago. "Nearly 11 o'clock," said Pooh happily. "You're just in time for a little smackerel of something," and he put his head into the cupboard. "And then we'll go out," said Piglet, "and sing my song to Eeyore." "Which song, Pooh?" "The one we're going to sing to Eeyore," explained Pooh. The clock was still saying 5 minutes to 11 when Pooh and Piglet set out on their way half an hour later. The wind had dropped, and the snow, tired of rushing round in circles, trying to catch itself up, now fluttered gently down until it found a place on which to rest. And sometimes the place was Pooh's nose. And sometimes it wasn't. In a little while, Piglet was wearing a white muffler round his neck and feeling more snowy behind the ears than he had ever felt before. "Pooh," he said at last, and little timidly began. He didn't want Pooh to think that he was giving in. "I was just wondering it would be if we went home now and practiced your song, and then sang it to Eeyore tomorrow, or the next day, when we happen to see him." "That's a very good idea, Piglet," said Pooh. "We'll practice it now as we go along. But it's no good going home to practice it because it's a special outdoor song, which has to be sung in the snow." "Are you sure?" asked Piglet anxiously. "Well, you'll see, Piglet, when you listen, because this is how it begins. The more it snows, tiddly-pum." "Tiddly what?" said Piglet. "Pum," said Pooh. "I put that in to make it a little more hummy. The more it goes, tiddly-pum, and the more." "Didn't you say snows?" "Yes, but that was before the tiddly-pum. It was a different tiddly-pum," said Pooh, feeling rather muddled now. "I'll sing it to you properly, and then you'll see." So he sang it again. "The more it snows, tiddly-pum. The more it goes, tiddly-pum. The more it goes, tiddly-pum, on snowing." And nobody knows tiddly-pum How could my toes, tiddly-pum? How cold my toes, tiddly-pum, are growing. He sang it like that, which is much the best way of singing it, and when he had finished, he waited for Piglet to say that of all the outdoor hums for snowy weather he had ever heard, this was the best. And after thinking the matter out carefully, Piglet said, Pooh, he said solemnly, it isn't the toes so much as the ears. By this time they were getting near Eeyore's gloomy place, which was where he lived, and as it was still very snowy behind Piglet's ears, and he was getting tired of it, they turned into a little pine wood and sat down on the gate which led into it. They were out of snow. Look at them, sitting on a gate. Now, but it was very cold, and to keep themselves warm, they sang Pooh's song right through 6 times. Piglet doing the tiddly-pums and Pooh doing the rest of it, and the both of them stumping on the top of the gate with pieces of stick at the proper places, and in a little while they felt much warmer. They were able to talk again. I've been thinking, said Pooh, and what I've been thinking is this. I've been thinking about Eeyore. What about Eeyore? Well, poor Eeyore has nowhere to live. Nor he has, said Piglet. You have a house, Piglet, and I have a house, and they are very good houses. And Christopher Robin has a house, and Owl, and Kanga, and Rabbit have houses, and even Rabbit's friends and relations have houses, or some things. But poor Eeyore has nothing. So what I've been thinking is, let's build him a house. That, said Piglet, is a grand idea. Where shall we build it? We will build it here, said Pooh, just by this wood, out of the wind, because this is where I thought of it. And we will call this Pooh Corner. And we will build an Eeyore house with sticks at Pooh Corner for Eeyore. So they're going to do a build job. Okay. There was a heap of sticks on the other side of the wood, said Piglet. I saw them. Lots and lots, all piled up. Thank you, Piglet, said Pooh. What you have just said will be a great help to us, and because of it, I could call the place Pooh Hang Piglet Corner if Pooh Corner didn't sound better, which it does, being smaller and more like a corner. Come on. So they got down off the gate and went round to the other side of the wood to fetch the sticks. Christopher Robin had spent the morning indoors going to Africa and back, and he had just got off the boat and was wondering if he was like outside when who should come knocking at the door but Eeyore. Hello, Eeyore, said Christopher Robin, as he opened the door and came out. How are you? It's snowing still, said Eeyore gloomily. So it is, and freezing. Is it? Yes, said Eeyore. However, he said, brightening up a little, we haven't had an earthquake lately. What's the matter, Eeyore? Nothing, Christopher Robin, nothing important. I suppose you haven't seen a house or whatnot anywhere about. What sort of house? Just a house. Who lives there? I do, at least I thought I did, but I suppose I don't. After all, we can't all have houses. But Eeyore, I don't know. I always thought, I don't know how it is, Christopher Robin, but what with all this snow and one thing and another, not to mention icicles and such like, it isn't so hot in my field about 3 o'clock in the morning as some people think it is. It's It isn't close, if you know what I mean, not so as to be uncomfortable. It isn't stuffy. In fact, Christopher Robin went out in a loud whisper, quite between ourselves, and don't tell anybody, it's cold, oh Eeyore. And he said to myself, the others will be sorry if I'm getting myself all cold. They haven't got brains, and any of them only gray fluff that's blown into their heads by mistake. And they don't think, but if it goes on snowing for another 6 weeks or so, one of them will begin to say to himself, Eeyore can't be so very much too hot about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it will get about, and they'll be sorry. Oh, Eeyore, said Christopher Robin, feeling very sorry already. I don't mean you, Christopher Robin. You're different. So what it comes to this, that I build a house down by the little wood. Did you really? How exciting! The really exciting part, said Eeyore in his most melancholy voice, is that when I left it this morning, it was there, and when I came back, it wasn't. Not at all very natural, and it was only Eeyore's house, but still, I just wondered. Christopher Robin didn't stop to wonder. He was already back in his house, putting on his waterproof hat, his waterproof boots, and his waterproof mackintosh as fast as he could. We'll go and look for it at once, he called out to Eeyore. Sometimes, said Eeyore, when people have quite finished taking a person's house, there are 1 or 2 bits which they don't want and are rather glad for a person to take back, if you know what I mean. So I thought, if we just went. Come on, said Christopher Robin, and off they hurried. And in a very little time they got to the corner of the field by the side of the pine wood where Eeyore's house wasn't any longer. There, said Eeyore, not a stick of it left. Of course, I've still got all this snow to do what I like with. One mustn't complain. But Christopher Robin wasn't listening to Eeyore. He was listening to something else. Can you hear it? He asked. What is it? Somebody's laughing. Listen. They both listened, and they heard a deep, gruff voice saying in a singing voice that the more it snowed and the more it went on snowing, and a high voice tiddly-palming in between. It's Pooh, said Christopher Robin excitedly. Possibly, said Eeyore. And Piglet, said Christopher Robin excitedly. Probably, said Eeyore. What we want is a trained bloodhound. The words of the song changed suddenly. We've finished our house, sang the gruff voice. Tiddly-palm, sang the squeaky one. It's a beautiful house, Tiddly-palm. I wish it were mine, Tiddly-palm. Pooh shouted to Christopher Robin. They're working on the house. The singers on the gate stopped suddenly. It's Christopher Robin, said Pooh eagerly. "He's round by the place where we got all those sticks from," said Piglet. "Come on," said Pooh. They climbed on down the gate and hurried round the corner of the wood, Pooh making welcoming noises all the way. "Why, here is Eeyore," said Pooh, when he had just finished hugging Christopher Robin, and he nudged Piglet, and Piglet nudged him, and they thought to themselves what a lovely surprise they had got ready. "Hello, Eeyore." "Same to you, Pooh Bear, and twice on Thursdays," said Eeyore gloomily. Before Pooh could say, "Why Thursdays?" Christopher Robin began to explain the sad story of Eeyore's lost house. And Pooh and Piglet listened, and their eyes seemed to get bigger and bigger. "Where did you say it was?" asked Pooh. "Just here," said Eeyore. "Made of sticks." "Yes." "Oh," said Piglet. "What?" said Eeyore. "I just said, oh," said Piglet nervously, and so, as it seemed to quite at ease, he hummed tiddly-pum once or twice, and in what shall we do kind of way. "You're sure it was a house?" said Pooh. "I mean, you're sure the house was just here?" "Of course I am," said Eeyore, and he murmured to himself, "No brain at all, some of them." "Why, what's the matter, Pooh?" asked Christopher Robin. "Well," said Pooh, "the fact is," said Pooh. "Well, the fact is," said Pooh. "You see," said Pooh, "it's like this," said Pooh, and something seemed to tell him that he wasn't explaining very well, and he nudged Piglet again. "Oh my." "It's like this," said Piglet quickly, "only warmer." He added after deep thought, "What's warmer?" "The other side of the wood, where Eeyore's house is." "My house?" said Eeyore. "My house was here." "No," said Piglet firmly, "the other side of the wood, because of being warmer," said Pooh. "But I thought to know." "Come and look," said Piglet simply, and he led the way. "There wouldn't be two houses," said Pooh, "not so close together." They came around the corner, and there was Eeyore's house, looking as comfy as anything. "There you are," said Piglet. "Inside as well as outside," said Pooh proudly. Eeyore went inside and came out again. "It's remarkably thing," he said. "It is my house, and I built it where I said I did, so the wind must have blown it here. And the wind blew it right over the wood, and blew it down here, and here it is as good as ever. In fact, better in places." "Much better," said Pooh and Piglet together. "It just shows what you can do by taking a little trouble," said Eeyore. Hold on. Said Eeyore. "Do you see, Pooh?" "Do you see, Piglet? Brains first, and then hard work. Look at it." "That's the way to build a house," said Eeyore proudly. "I wouldn't want to live in that house anyway. I might go camping there one day, but I don't think I'd want to live there." So they left him in it, and Christopher Robin went back to lunch with his friends Pooh and Piglet, and on the way they told him of the awful mistake they had made. And when he had finished laughing, they all sang the outdoor song of snowy weather the rest of the way home. Piglet, who was still not quite sure of his voice, putting in his tiddly-palms again. "And I know it seems easy," said Piglet to himself, "but it isn't everyone who could do it." And that's the end of it. Pooh.
Yay!
Pooh, Pooh. You like it, everybody?
Opa,
Yes, honey.
why is it taking so long? It keeps going, 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 going.
What?
I want to show you something I have. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Something I have. The big pig.
Let her head, please.
What? What do you got?
I'm showing.
Show me. Let's see. Is it a joke?
Ooh, a map book.
Oh.
That's
2002.
Golden Horseshoe. Oh.
a map book.
Nice.
The orange is how much it covers.
Cool.
The orange, you feel that orange? That's how much it covers.
Yeah. So that goes all the way from Oshawa to Niagara Falls.
I can even see a little bit of the U.S.
Cool.
Want me to open it?
Yeah, if you want to.
I want to show you the page that we live on.
Oh.
Okay, this one.
What page are we on?
There's the map. Look, there's the map. Area. Cool.
So we live right.
Oh, there's your street.
Live right above my door.
Look, there's City Street. I can see it because it curves, right? The crescent.
Uno Crescent.
Cool.
Where we live, right above my finger.
Good. Wow. That's very good.
And mommy.
It's the book I used to carry with me in my car.
Ah.
Yeah.
But now we have smartphones, so
Yeah.
obsolete.
Exactly.
I think I remember seeing that book when I started to drive.
Yeah.
It's like a map book. Right now we have our GPS or whatever. Okay, we have to go because Leia has to go to bed.
Right.
That was my story.
Okay, guys.
Leia was asking why it was taking so long.
Well, because it wasn't a short story. Well, it was a short story, but it was 30 pages.
Oh,
You're laughing the whole way. You want to know how many pages this thing has? It has 847 pages.
oh wow. That's a lot.
Traveling.
I hope you have a good
You guys have a good sleep.
Wait, 147 what?
No, 800 pages in that book.
Oh,
Yeah.
800?
Yeah.
847.
Okay. So I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it on YouTube again. You can watch it anytime over there if you want to listen to it on a rainy day or maybe on a snowy day.
Yeah, maybe soon we'll have snow. Thanks so much.
All right.
Okay.
I got my shed done today.
Have a
Yes. Very cool.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye, everybody. Well, that's always nice. Anyway, thank you guys for watching on Twitch, and we'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe.